everyone, and welcome to my channel, Drillville. I am Kristen, your friendly diamond painting mayor, and today I want to talk about some things I wish I had known before I started diamond painting. So first off, I want to talk about setup and ergonomics. I'm a former massage therapist, and over the years I saw many clients who worked at desks all day long, and many of them had tight necks and wrists, and a lot of them had hand problems. So just like working on a keyboard, diamond painting can cause all of those issues, but there are some things that you can do to help with that. The first thing I would suggest is using a stable, solid desk or table. When I first started diamond painting, I used a pretty rickety card table because that was pretty much all I had. And it just made me feel tense and cramped all the time because I was always worried about bumping the table and knocking some drills off into the carpet, which did actually happen, and just jostling things. So now, 3 years later, I have a very solid surface that I'm working on, and it works really well for me. I'm more relaxed when I'm diamond painting, and I have room on this table for everything I need, all of my drills, all of my tools, and any kind of lamps and lighting that I use. If it is affordable for you, I strongly suggest that you get a light pad with an adjustable holder for your smaller paintings. So this one here is a light pad that I ordered when I first started diamond painting, and it came with this adjustable rack. And this rack, you can just move it up and down, play around with the kind of angle that works best for you. You put the light pad on there, you flip it on, and then you put your diamond painting on top. And this keeps your neck at an upright angle, which really helps to reduce neck strain that's caused by keeping your neck down at too much of an angle for a long period of time. These work really well for the smaller paintings. I have found that they don't work well once you start getting into the really big paintings that you'll see that are just super large. For those, if it is affordable for you and this is something that fits into your room and someplace that you can put it, I would really suggest investing in a drafting table, especially if you are committed to doing large paintings and you spend a lot of your hours diamond painting. This is really going to help protect your neck over time. Now, I know this is something that not everyone can do. It's not something that I can do right now, but I would say it's worth the investment in keeping your body safe and keeping your neck nice and uninjured while you're diamond painting. The other thing I would say is really play around with your light sources. So make sure that you have enough light that you're avoiding eye strain and the possibility of headaches. If you live in a place where you get a lot of natural light, which I do not, but if you do, that's wonderful. You can set up, if you're able to, next to a window and paint by natural light. I think that works great. Otherwise, there's lots of things you can do to kind of set up your own custom lighting situation. There's lots of lamps available online now that have all kinds of adjustable necks and adjustable intensities. And so just play around with finding an intensity and a light setup that works really well for you. Finally, I would say engage in some self-care. So stop every 45 minutes or so, and for that you can use a simple clock like I have here, just a little start and stopwatch, or you can set your phone alarm or just check the clock every now and then. And yeah, every 45 minutes to an hour, get up, stretch your neck and your fingers and your wrists. One thing that's really good to do is just kind of this to sort of loosen your wrists up and get the blood flowing. Get up out of your chair and take a little walk around your house or your apartment to get your blood flowing. And this really helps to kind of keep you limber. It keeps your hips from locking up, and that little break will really help prevent injuries so that you can continue diamond painting without having to take a couple of days off due to a strain or an injury. Tools are your friend. I have never been saved so many times as I have with a good magnifying glass. So sometimes I just can't see a symbol very well because it's either printed super light or there's some other issue with it and I'm just not able to make it out with my naked eyes. Or I want to get a really close look at the alignment of my drills, or my eyes just need a little break. So this is a great magnifying glass that I just got as a Christmas gift, and it has 3 different settings of light. It has a cold setting, a warm setting, and then a combined setting. And it's also got very powerful magnification. So I have found this to be super helpful. Oh, the other thing I like about it too is it's got a very nice handle, so you can get a really steady grip on it. This flat tool I use for straightening rows, and it's been really invaluable. So I'm working on a large painting right now that has long vertical rows, and being able to nudge my drills into place after multi-placing has been super helpful. And then sometimes I'm also going to use this in conjunction with a ruler to make sure I'm getting my rows just arrow straight. It's just a super handy thing. I discovered Blu Tack a couple of years ago, and this is also super handy. I've been using it to attach my canvases to my light pads, and also sometimes I use it to hold my cellophane in place if I don't have a cover minder handy. And this is basically just an adhesive. It almost looks like a taffy or like a fruit roll-up. And you just pull off a bit of it. Ooh, this one's kind of wild here. And then you can just, it's very malleable, and you can make yourself just a little sticky thing here, and then you can use that for all kinds of different things. I've also found it helpful sometimes if the wax is just being difficult. I've subbed this in for wax before, and it works really well. So that is Blu Tack. Pens. So I love myself a fancy pen. So you can see I have this nice purpley marble one here that I think is just really beautiful. And then just for fun, I got this glittery blue pen from Diamond Art Club recently. But when it comes to pens, I find when I'm working for long periods of time, especially these cheap pens that just come with the kits, these are the best. They're super lightweight, and also they will fit what we call a squishy, which is this little sort of round pillow here that you slide onto them. And this really helps to protect your fingers from just getting redness and strain, especially here. I do tend to pick up my drills a little bit harder and press a little bit harder than I probably need to, so having that extra protection there is really helpful. And then I just love lightweight pen. Also, these tips are really strong. Like, there's nothing wrong with the quality of these pens. I've never had one break on me, and overall they just work fantastically. Quality matters. So I have in front of you today here 2 different kits from Diamond Art Club, and these are actually kits that I'm going to be reviewing in an upcoming video. But the reason that I chose to display these is because Diamond Art Club is a company that I consider to be very high quality, and also they provide a very high level of customer service. So I usually don't have any issues with their kits, but in the rare cases that I have, I've been able to contact them, and they've gotten back to me right away and corrected the issue. And I know that these drills in these kits are going to be of very high quality. The rendering is going to be good, and their tool kits are going to be in tip-top shape. So I don't have any concerns about these kits. If you order kits or you pick up a bunch of kits from a generic company that's just kind of mass producing their kits, you're not going to have any recourse if something goes wrong. And it can also just be a very frustrating experience to work with a cheap kit that has a lot of what we call trash drills, that are just bad quality drills, or it has poor rendering, or the printing on the canvas is not good, or the adhesive has issues. So I would say, if it comes down to a choice for you, save up your money and take that money and spend it on one really good quality kit rather than purchasing a bunch of smaller, cheaper kits. Washi tape is not essential. So there are people in this world who have the patience and the skill to lay down washi tape in perfect measured sections. As you can see from this canvas in progress, I am not one of them. If that's your jam, hats off to you, but I have never taken to washi tape. I found that for smaller paintings, actually just peeling back the cellophane and working on a section works just fine. For larger paintings, I use something called release paper. So these are squares of paper that you put directly on the adhesive, so it takes the place of the cellophane. And you just peel it back as you progress through sections. And I found that this works better for me than trying to section things off with washi tape. It just requires less patience, and it's just a little bit of an easier process. That having been said, I ordered a set of beautiful washi tape from Diamond Art Club recently, and I have found them to be just absolutely delightful. So they have all these different colors and whimsical patterns, and some of them are just kind of glittery and some of them are flowery. And I used tape from this kit recently to edge a custom painting that I did for a friend of mine. So I do use it for other things besides actually sectioning my diamond painting, and I think it's great to have around and really pretty for different artistic projects. I just have never used it for diamond painting. Have a disaster plan. No matter how careful or fastidious you are, if you diamond paint for long enough, you will experience some sort of catastrophe. We're all familiar with this. So here's a recap of some of my catastrophes. I took two different drills that were very similar in color, and I dumped them somehow both into the same bin. And luckily for me, my husband was able to separate them for me because I was ready to just give up. It was so terrible. I could not face the thought of separating all of those drills that were almost exactly the same color. I've also dumped drills into a pile carpet more than once, and I have placed the wrong drill due to my confusion about a symbol. I've placed the wrong drill on a very large section of canvas and had to pull every drill out one by one and start over. So just like you have a go bag for a real life disaster, or you might have an emergency kit, you should also have an emergency kit for diamond painting disasters. So the first thing that I would suggest is a flashlight to help you find those drills. If you have a late night drill spill, or you just are working in a dark area and you spill drills, a flashlight is going to be very handy for you, one with a strong beam, hopefully. And then also tweezers for mistakes. So Diamond Art Club, they don't make these, they don't send these out in their kits anymore, but they made these incredibly sharp tweezers, and they're very durable. I've used this same set of tweezers for a couple of years now, and they are sharp, and they've held up really well. And believe me, I've gotten a lot of use out of them due to the number of mistakes that I've made. Packing tape is handy. It's super sticky and it's nice and wide for picking drills up off of the carpet, so you can just peel some tape off and then just go through and pick up your drills with tape. So that's another thing that's really handy to have. And it's not pictured here, but I would also suggest having a dust buster, like a small dust buster with an empty canister just charged and ready to go in case you really have a big disaster and you have to vacuum up a bunch of drills. The other thing that I would suggest is keeping food and drink away from your canvas. It's fine to have a little snack or soda or tea or whatever you want, but I've always set it far enough away from my canvas that I'm not going to accidentally spill it, and I always keep the drinks covered. Animals are an entirely different story. I've seen many diamond painting disasters happen due to animals getting in the workspace. Cats, dogs, they seem to really wreak havoc. I don't have any animals right now, but I'd be really interested to hear from those of you who do and how you keep your space safe from your little critters. So leave a comment in the comment section and let me know how you handle that. Do not seal your diamond paintings with a protective coating. When I first started diamond painting, I sealed all of my paintings. I tried a number of different sealants, and I found that all of them dulled the shine of the drills, and it didn't really add anything to the canvas. Now, if you find a really good sealant that doesn't dull the shine, go for it, but please be aware that adding a finish to your painting voids the warranty with some companies. So here are 3 different paintings that I sealed, and you know, they still have some shine, but they lost a lot of their sparkle once I put the sealant on them. Like I said, they're still nice, still pretty. These are Diamond Dots canvases. This is one I'm going to send to my sister as a gift. Actually, she loves hummingbirds, and it was just so much shinier before I put the sealant on it. And this is another one. This is actually the very first diamond painting that I ever did. It's called Koi Pond, and again, this had a lot more sparkle before I put the sealant on it. So I don't recommend sealing unless you're an expert who has a great sealant and it doesn't dull the shine. And if you do, I'd love to hear in the comment section what you use, but I generally do not recommend it. Save your leftover drills. You can use your old drills for custom projects, decorating boxes and other objects, creating colorful glass displays, and many other uses. There are lots of videos and websites that explain how to use your leftover drills, so I recommend checking those out. Finally, don't hurry to the finish line. This is Bathroom in Paris. I've been working on this painting for almost a year and a half. I know that I will finish it eventually and that there is no hurry. Diamond painting is about relaxing, de-stressing, and enjoying the process. It's okay to take as much time as needed. You don't need to rack up finishes to be a successful diamond painter. Success lies in the joy of diamond painting itself. So I hope these tips were helpful, and I thank you for joining me in this video. I hope to see you in the next one.